Hello, everyone. So it's that time of the week where I sum up interesting stories from The Economist. This is divided into three parts: think tanks, security issues, and tantalizing tangibles. So, link will be in the description, and this is just a list of think tanks that have featured in the publication. I'm up to almost 180. So, out of the two security issues we're going to look at the alliance between Iran, China, and Russia. Now, this alliance is getting a lot of attention, but truth be told, these three countries are part of a nine country sort of defense council that is anti Western. It just so happens that now their roles are being emphasized because of, obviously developments that are happening in Russia with Ukraine, with the Middle East, of course, and, the whole situation with Israel and Iran and the Houthis. And of course, China, because it was the largest country on earth and it wants to be hegemon, it wants to be number one. Truth be told, as these countries are operating in concert against the West, they're three of the four rogue nations, not counting North Korea. And it's interesting because right now their interests are somewhat aligned, but let's admit it, they do have competing interest. Russia has had, border disputes with China. China and Russia have had disputes with militant Islam. Of course, we see this with the Uyghur situation in China. We also see problems constantly in Russia with the region of Chechnya. So it's an alliance that's going really well right now, but the second the situation cools down in Israel, which it inevitably will do, it's going to be a problem. Piracy is returning to the Gulf. Now, I want to make something very clear. Piracy never really left. That needs to be stated. But all eyes are on the Red Sea right now, and you can see why the Gulf of Aden is such a problemed area. Smack dab between Yemen and Somalia, it's like, yeah, nothing that happens in Middle East or North Africa ever comes back to haunt us. Yeah, right. So, that's one of the reasons why it's such a main problem there. And of course, what do terrorist factions and piracy take advantage of? Instability. So there's going to be more of that, unfortunately, in the time to come. Like I said, until at least the situation is real cools. So, tantalizing tangibles. Killer dogs. Dogs are becoming more violent, certain species of dogs, at least in the UK. More deaths by dog maulings. I stick up for Western civilization. I believe out of the civilization blocks, it's the best. There are things I like about other societies and things like that, but I can't really think of one that I would want to live in necessarily or be a citizen of. But I do not like in this country how animals are elevated. Yeah, I recently, took a job to earn extra money, working at a store that wasn't even open yet, just stocking things. And I got to like the pet food section. It was amazed me how high quality some of this pet food is. Some of it was actually designed to be cooked. And I'm thinking to myself, my goodness, we're in a country that, uh, where sometimes the free, or I should say subsidized that schools offer is a hot button issue when Westerners spend so much money on pet food. I also hate this idea of you should be able to bring your pet dog with you everywhere. Yes, I do believe in service animals. Of course, um, your animal should be of service, though. And I just see a lot of times people just wanting to bring their pets with them and they'll just say it's a service animal. So I get tired of that. So the idea of Westerners being eaten by their own pets actually gives me a sort of sense of satisfaction. I know that's a mean thing to say. And I also know that it's not that simple because, let's admit it, really my issue isn't so much with dogs as it is with irresponsible dog owners. In these deaths, yeah, okay, they are funny to me, but some of these deaths aren't the owners getting mauled. It's the innocent people. So I totally get why some people look at Western civilization and think we're decadent and should be destroyed. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm saying I definitely understand that. Either way, this has been me summarizing the interesting stories in The Economist. Have a great day.